How did you get into like production and engineering in general? Did it kind of come with you wanting to learn guitar?
It was sort of a necessity if I wanted to make a band because I don't know many people in this area that can do mixing and mastering. I'm sure there's plenty and I'm sure they're great at it, but I personally don't know them, so it was just a necessity to do it. And at the end of the day, I kind of want to go into mixing and mastering because I also realize that's probably the safer option than being a musician because musicians can get replaced, but mixing and mastering, there's a human element that everyone kind of loves about it. So, like, your Phil Spectors and, like, stuff like that from, like, way back in the day, they can replace musicians on a whim. Like, usually they had similar studio musicians, but, like, the main character of the mix is that it's a Phil Spector mix. And so I just wanted to start doing that for myself. It's the easiest way to give it more character that makes it stand out.
Gotcha. Yeah. I kind of have a similar notion where it's like, yeah, it's gonna be hard to find other people. Not too hard, but gonna find hard to find people. More musicians on my end. It's hard to find those.
Yeah.
But also like mixing and production is it's like it's all creative to me.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna like it's my song. I'm not gonna give it to some other motherfucker and have them put their twist on it. Like if it's like it's again, it's different if it's a collaboration, but it's not. Like this is like a song that I'm gonna write and I'm gonna make it sound a certain way. You know, it's about just like wanting to perfect your art, and there really is an art to producing and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I also think that like it's very genre dependent. Something like metal, you're being a lot less experimental, in my opinion. And not to say metal isn't experimental, it's just you're going for that metal sound. Metal's a lot about technical proficiency. So when you're doing a metal mix, it's less important to have like experimental stuff behind the scenes and like, oh, the guitar's moving this way and that way to like give you a queasy feeling. So it's a lot easier to send it off to someone, and being in the studio while you're mixing also makes that person almost like a fourth member or like a fifth member or whatever. And when I'm doing it just at home and sending it off to someone, I feel a lot less comfortable with that because as opposed to being in the studio with like a mixer master engineer. If it was a environment like that, I'd be cool with it. It's just like that's more expensive. We don't have the money for that. Even just sending it off to someone, that's money. And like we're a DIY band, we don't have that many funds.
Right.